What's going on, guys? Seth here from Team Union Seth. I am back as your coach of the Philadelphia Fearows, and we are finally back for the playoffs in the SSS, the Seasonal Sawsbuck Showdown League. We are in the playoffs. If I'm being totally honest, I'm not sure what seed we are, but I do know we're facing the Camden Krookodiles. So this will be the third time we've played them this season. I think we only actually played them the one time, which was the first week of the season, and we did come out with the victory. The second time, I believe they just took a forfeit loss, and now we are playing them again in playoffs. So this is a team that we always seem to have trouble with, especially in playoffs. I don't think I've actually ever beaten this coach in playoffs, but anyway, first time for everything. So my opponent has a team of Jolteon, Crobat, Tauros, Tangela, Dusknoir, Hitmonchan, Smeargle, Sharpedo, Medicham, Perugly, Regice, and Octillery. So, since it's been a while, I will give you guys, and honestly myself, a little refresher on my team. So I have the Tyrantrum, Exploud, Piloswine, Quillfish, Kadabra, Masquerain, Omastar, Whimsicott, Cryogonal, Shuckle, Pawniard, and Combuskin. I'm actually going to note, pardon the doc real quick, but I'm going to note my opponent's Z users as well. So the Smeargle is unlimited. And the Sharpedo is offensive. Alright. And I will pull up Showdown again. So, in terms of what I want to do with this team, so let's see. Right off the bat, I noticed my opponent's team is decently slow. So only 4 out of 12 Mons are above base 100. Now all those Mons are a good chunk above. 2 130s, a 110, and a 112. So that's all pretty fast. But other than that, the next highest speed will be 95, and then 80, 76, 75. So nothing too fast on the team. Like four over base 100, and then after that it kind of drops off. Now my team is pretty slow in general as well. So that is also something that I should be aware of. And I don't have anything to outspeed the 130s. Whimsicott's my fastest Mon at 116, and then I have 105 with Kadabra and Cryogonal. So 3 Mons above base 100 for me, so I don't think I want to go Trick Room either. I believe I do have that option, but I don't think I want to go that route because my opponent's team is slow. I'm not going to predict what my opponent's going to bring. I'm just going to kind of build for everything, because whenever I seem to build for what I think my opponent's going to bring, as I'm ill-prepared for other things. So I'm just going to prep for the entire team, but let's see. So right off the bat, Tyrantrum has a really good matchup against this team. Some things that would give it trouble would be the Tangela, Dusknoir, and Hitmonchan. But other than that, if I have some speed up, it does pretty decently. So I think that would be a good win con. Now like I said, Tauros, Tangela, and Dusknoir beat it. I'm sorry, Tangela, Dusknoir, and Hitmonchan beat it pretty decently. Now that Smeargle is something that I have to be aware of going into this match. It could potentially Spore. It could set up a lot of hazards. It could do a lot of things. So I'm gonna start off with just Tyrantrum, and I'm gonna bring not Tyranitar, Tyrantrum, and I'm gonna start off just with a Dragon Dance variant. Can't type today. I'm gonna start off with a Dragon Dance variant and go with Rockhead, but just for now, we'll see this because if I do get that speed boost, it will be nice because I can outspeed the Jolteon on the Crobat as well as the Sharpedo potentially. I mean, I'll speed the team in general, but I'm trying to think of like speed boosting Sharpedo. I would not speed that, but let's see. So I'm gonna pull up a calc and let's see. Tyrantrum versus a Jolteon. So if Jolteon's max speed and I'm +1 speed, yeah, we are able to outspeed the Jolteon and the Crobat by excuse me, by 3 points, which is crazy, but we do outspeed it. So that is an option. That is an option that we can go with. So looking at the rest of my opponent's team. So I said the Tangela, Dusknoir, and Hitmonchan all give give Tyrantrum trouble. And then I do need to be prepared for the Smeargle as well as potential priority with the Medicham. So I'm actually going to write down the hazards and hazard removal that my opponent's mons get. So Defog on Crobat. Tauros doesn't get anything. Tangela doesn't get anything. Dusknoir doesn't get anything. Hitmonchan gets Rapid Spin. Smeargle gets everything. Medicham, nothing. I'm going to write down that it gets priority, though. Does anything else get priority? Dusknoir gets priority. Hitmonchan gets priority. And Perugly gets priority. I think that's it. Sharpedo gets it as well. It's Aqua Jet, right? Yeah. So, right off the bat, 2 hazard removal, 2 hazard removers, and only Smeargle is a hazard setter on my opponent's team, which is really nice for me. Really, really nice. So, I don't really have to worry about bringing a whole lot of hazard removal. If I have something to check the Smeargle, hazard removal shouldn't be too much of an issue. I could bring like a safety goggles Kadabra is something I'm thinking, so that it can't be put to sleep, and I could potentially magic coat. So does it work on Spore? Let's see. Let's see if safety goggles works on Score. I'm honestly not completely sure. Let's see. Does it have a list of moves that it works on? Powder and Spore moves. Yeah. So Spore would be a part of that. Okay, so it does make it immune to Spore. So with Magic Guard. So we have Magic Coat there. So that I'm thinking this would be a lead option if I see the Smeargle. Would be Magic Coat Safety Goggles. This does help me. What was it? Yeah, it was weather damage and sleep and Spore moves, or Powder and Spore moves. So I think that's pretty fair because Kadabra can do some damage. It can do damage to the Crobat. It's pretty good against the Hitmonchan. I can run Psyshock. Psyshock for the Hitmonchan. It will outspeed Sharpedo, so I could run like Dazzling Gleam, which can also hit the Medicham. And then I can just run a 4th move, whatever I decide I want to run. So I could run something like Toxic because it could be a decent switch into Tangela. You don't get any fire moves when you get Fire Punch, but I'm not going to be running Fire Punch. I'll run Signal Beam. I can go Signal Beam there. Helps me hit Tangela. So, and potentially Sharpedo. So that's kind of our Kadabra. I'm going to EV it to outspeed the Sharpedo. Because I will want to outspeed that. So it hits 317, so we can hit 318. My opponent never runs. Like, you're not going to run a Jolly Shark. You're not going to run a Jolly Shark, so I'm actually just going to go with Adamant. We're going to outspeed an Adamant Shark, which means we can run the Modest Nature. We get 290, so that I can go max special attack. And then throw some HP on there. So that'll be this set for now. That'll be this set for now. This is most likely going to be our lead. If we see the Smeargle, this will be our lead. And I can switch out into other mons if necessary. So let's see. What do we need to take care of the Tangela, the Dusknoir, and the Hitmonchan? So the Hitmonchan does have the Rapid Spin, the Hazard Removal. So I don't actually have a Ghost type on this team. Is there a way that I want to punish a Rapid Spin? Or just punish that Hitmonchan for staying in and Rapid Spinning? Masquerain might not be a terrible way to do that. Garbodor, I could run... Oh, no, I don't have Garbodor. I have the Cryogonal now. Yeah, Masquerain wouldn't be too bad, and that also helps me with the Tangela. Helps me with Tangela and Hitmonchan. So that's not a bad idea. So let's go Masquerain. We would go Intimidate. Obviously, we'd run Air Slash. We'd run Bug Buzz, not Bug Bite. Air Slash, Bug Buzz. Excuse me. I guess I'd want to run Quiver Dance. That would be just like, if I could. If I could Quiver Dance, why not? What else would I want to run? Would I want Scald or Ice Beam for any reason? Scald might be nice, but kind of eh. Is there something I'd want to do to potentially beat the Regice that could switch into it? Not really. I kind of like the perspective of the prospect of U-turn. Whirlwind might not be a terrible idea, but what are the setup threats? Kind of Dusknoir. I think he ran a setup Dusknoir last time. I don't remember exactly though. Sharpedo can obviously get set up. This actually might not be a terrible idea to run Whirlwind just for that speed boosting Sharpedo. So I'll throw that on there. I'll throw on U-turn Whirlwind. I don't think Quiver Dance is going to be super helpful in this matchup. Tyrantrum can set up on like the Jolteon, the Crobat. Can set up on potentially set up on Tauros if it's choiced. I can set up on maybe the Dusknoir, but I really don't want to get burnt. Can set up on maybe Sharpedo. I can set up on Perugly, not Medicham. So a few things I can set up on. So I'm gonna leave this here. We can kind of finish the EVs later, but so what else do we need to take care of? Dusknoir is still a threat. I don't think Pawniard is really that viable against that thing. I really don't think it's very viable against the Dusknoir. I could run. Well, let's see. What is a standard Dusknoir? So let's see what the calc brings up. So I don't want to run Choice Band. Let's see. Is this defensive or something? So let's just say you're. I mean, it's. Oh my God, its defenses are so massive. We're gonna get rid of you. So I'm just I'm gonna go against like a fully defensive Dusknoir. And we're gonna check out how X-Cloud does against it. I specs X-Cloud. Boomburst is over half. Does a lot of damage. So this might be our check. In terms of moves, what does Dusknoir get to check the X-Cloud? So fighting moves. It does get some. Oh, wow, it gets pretty good fighting coverage. So that is something to be wary of. It does get good fighting coverage. I don't think Quillfish makes a whole lot of sense against it because it wouldn't be able to do a whole lot. Does Quillfish get any kind of trapping move? Because if I could trap this thing with the Quillfish, that would not be the worst thing in the world. That would be pretty nice, actually. Do you get Whirlpool? Yeah, so I could run like a Whirlpool Quillfish and try to trap in that Dusknoir. Could run like Whirlpool Toxic. Whirlpool Toxic. I guess I could run Parasong if I really wanted to. Yeah, you don't get Parasong. I was a little sketchy on that one, but Whirlpool Toxic. Jeez. What else would I want to run against this thing? Yeah, so it'd be like a lure Quillfish trying to take out the Dusknoir. And it can also lure in the Sharpedo. I could potentially trap that thing, which would not be bad. It does get Psychic Fangs, so I could run something for that. I could run like the Pyapa Berry. Pyapa Berry, obviously Intimidate, and then we could run something to take on the Sharpedo, like a Signal Beam. How much is Signal Beam doing from Quillfish? Let's just say blank set against the Sharpedo. Signal Beam. It does half without any kind of investment, so we can two-shot it. Could also have Earthquake. What would be more likely against my team, Earthquake or Psychic Fangs? I'm thinking Earthquake is significantly more likely because you're going to run Protect. He's going to run Liquidation, probably Crunch, and then Earthquake. It's probably more likely, so we'll run Shuka instead of the Pyappa. We'll run Shuka instead. I don't think the let's see. If the Intimidate is on, let's say we're max HP. We're taking a decent amount from that anyway. So I'd almost rather, because yeah, you don't have the tough claw. It's tough claws, right? Or strong jaw. I think it's strong jaw. Yes, you don't have the strong jaw going for the Psychic Fang, so Earthquake is gonna be stronger anyway. So I think I'll be okay if I end up doing this. Let's see how much we're looking at with the Dusknoir. So if you're banded, Earthquake's gonna end up doing a lot, so the Shuka could definitely help there if he is if he's offensive. So like an offensive Dusknoir could do some damage here. So I could run like fully physically defensive. Fish. So then I would just need a move to hit the Dusknoir. Shadow Ball. Wow, that does like nothing. But we have Toxic too. So yeah, that's not too bad. And we'd have the Whirlwind up going on. I could run Haze instead, but I don't think that's the best play. I mean, do I really? Does Shadow Ball do much for me against the rest of his team? Could potentially help with Medicham, but that thing can just Zen Headbutt me anyway. We can also potentially trap the Regice, or even the Octillery. So I want to make sure we can take on those pretty decently. Thunderbolt does a lot, so maybe not. Maybe not. So I will need an answer for the Regice. Potentially take on that thing. So I'm going back and forth if I want to run Shadow Ball or not. If I want to run something different. I could run like a Hazard. My thing is I don't want to be Willowed and have to rely on a physical attack if I'm Willowed. If this is my check to the Dusknoir. I could also run Taunt if I want to go with that option. I don't really like that too much though. I could just start getting up hazards if I wanted to go that route. I could go Spike or T-Spike. We'll come back to this one. But so far I have a pretty offensive Mon, a semi-offensive Mon. Well, okay. I have my setup sweeper. I have a decent kind of wall breaker, more of a check. I have another Mon that's more on the offensive side, and then I have a pretty defensive Mon. So I need ways to defensively check some of the Mons on his team. So what am I looking at? What are the big threats? So we have big threats. Sharpedo, Medicham are definitely two huge threats, and then Jolteon and Regice I think would fall into that category as well. I guess Tauros would go with the Sharpedo Medicham group. So with that in mind, what are we looking at for defense? Piloswine is not going to be the best because of water moves from Sharpedo, fighting moves from Medicham. So Pylo is not great. I mean, I really don't do well against the Medicham at all. Like, Medicham fighting moves are absolutely terrifying. So something I can switch into. All right, so I might have to switch in the Masquerain on Medicham. I might have to switch that thing in on Medicham and see if it can take it. See if it can take psychic moves decently. Let's go. Masquerain, Medicham, Masquerain and Medicham. Bug Buzz is a good chunk. Air Slash should kill it. Zen Headbutt is not doing a ton to me, and that's not invested at all. That's with the Intimidate. Keep that in mind. Excuse me, jeez. That's with the Intimidate. So I do have a pretty decent matchup against it, so I'm going to go max speed so that we at least speed tie with it. And That's max special attack, right? Yeah, we'll go max special attack. A little, you know, a little bit in defense. And then I kind of want to run... I could run like lefties. I could also run a potential 50% berry, because a high jump kick into an ice punch should bring me down to 50% range. Or if I switch in on rocks, I could get back up there too. So that's fine. So we're gonna run Iapapa. So that's a decent switch into the Medicham. I would like an offensive check to it. Kadabra is kind of that. How much is Dazzling Gleam from Kadabra gonna do? Dazzling Gleam does a good chunk, so I guess I do have some offensive checks to those things if necessary. Am I outspeeding a Am I outspeeding a Jolly Medicham? Yeah, you have 284, so we have 290. That's fine. So we're pretty good there. Let me actually start making some notes on this team. So we have Tyrantrum. We have Kadabra. Masquerain. We have Quillfish. Tyrantrum. Set up late game. Kadabra. Outspeeds Adamant Shark. And Jolly Medicham. Masquerain. Medicham. Check. And then Tangela counter, I guess. I guess that would be our counter. And then we have Dusknoir counter for the Quillfish. So let's start putting on. Let's see. So I still need a decent physically defensive Mon to help take on the Sharpedo potentially. Omastar could kind of do that. Quillfish could do that. How much is Quillfish taking? So we wanted max HP. And max defense with the Impish nature. Impish. Not Impish. We want Bold. Nope, not Naive. Bold, there we go. Make a little bit of special attack. How does this match up against the normal Sharpedo? With the Intimidate on, yeah, Earthquake is, well, we already did this. We already kind of went up against this, so it's not bad. Signal Beam helps us hit it. So it's an okay kind of check. I would like an offensive check would be optimal. That can help check things like the Medicham and the Sharpedo, and potentially the Tauros. So I'm thinking a Scarfmon. First thing that's coming to mind is Scarfed X-Cloud, which would not be terrible. Definitely would not be terrible. Could also potentially run Whimsicott, which can outspeed all of them. And has super effective damage on Medicham and Sharpedo. But it doesn't do particularly well. I mean, it's also good against Hitmonchan. It resists Jolteon. Do I want Piloswine just to make sure Jolteon can't Volt Switch around on me? It doesn't really do a whole lot otherwise. I guess it's not bad for Regice, but a Focus Blast would have still hurt. Focus Blast is still hurting. Yeah, that does 59 to 70. That's doing some damage. But that would also require my opponent hitting it. Let's just say we're max special defense. Careful, yeah. Careful nature, Eviolite. I mean, Focus Blast is less than half. But we're not 2KOing with Earthquake. It's just not the best time. It's just not the best time. So I think we're going to forego that. I could go Scarf X-Cloud and Whimsicott. That'll be very offensive for the team. But I think that's almost how I have to play this team, because I really don't have great defensive checks to his offensive Mons. So I could go Whimsicott and X-Cloud. Whimsicott at least gives me a resist to Jolteon and can help me switch around if I need to. So let's go with Whimsicott. Let's go with the Whimsicott. And how do I want to approach this mon? So I definitely want Moonblast. Definitely want Moonblast on there. Is there anything else specifically that I need on this? Something to help the Regice. I could run a Yachi Berry, but I'm really not feeling that. I don't think there's a great way for me to beat the Regice. Then I could throw up a Light Screen. That is an option, but I need a better check than that. So how else do I want to approach this mon? So Jolteons make 2 Rock Ice, and that's it, right? Yeah, Rock and Ice. So I don't think I get any of those moves. Ice moves. Yeah, we get HP Ice, Rock, HP Rock. So, I mean, Moonblast is still going to hurt quite a bit. And there's the Specs one. Moonblast does a good chunk of damage, even if we're not Specs. Still doing almost half. So that is not a terrible chunk of damage. HP Ice is doing a good amount back to us. So I'm thinking that the Light Screen might not be a terrible idea. It's a Specs Jolteon though. It's a Life Orb Jolteon. Light Screen might not be the worst idea in the world. But this isn't really a Jolteon counter. So it's not completely necessary. We can kind of come back to this. So, do I want to run X-Cloud? I can either go X-Cloud. I do kind of have some trouble with the Purugly potentially if that does decide to come. That's where Piloswine could come in kind of handy. It could also give me, a hazard option, getting those rocks up, which could be decently nice. I could also go Omastar, which would help against the Purugly. It would also help a good amount with the Regice. Thunderbolt will hurt. I could run a Walk-On Berry. I kind of like the idea of that. I mean, it gets the rock moves. It also gives me a hazard setter. Usually Stealth Rock. How are we doing in terms of damage to the Regice? Rock Slide, Adamant, Max Attack. Rock Slide 2 it KOs it. And I do outspeed it. So that's not terrible. And then Thunderbolt back to me has a good chance to kill. But that's an option. Let's see. The Walk-On Berry. Yeah. So that's not a bad option. It's not a bad option. We'll go Omastar. It doesn't really give me a fast check per se, so Whimsicott might be better in that sense. But that gives me 3 weaknesses with the Jolteon and only the one resistance in Tyrantrum. So I think Piloswine might just be worth it in that sense to check the Jolteon. It also helps check the Crobat, gives me a form of priority with Ice Shard. So I think I'll go Piloswine over the Whimsicott. If I decide to go, if I'm gonna go with the Omastar. I'm gonna go with the Omastar, then I'll go with the Piloswine. It gives me another Rocker, gives me Ice Shard, gives me Earthquake. We don't want Earth Power. Gives me Ice Tickle Crash. Omastar, Stealth Rock, Rock Slide. We don't get Earthquake. What other attacks could I run? This does give me a Crobat check as well. I don't think you get any kind of recovery, do you? Knockoff could be really nice. Potentially get rid of that Eviolite on the Tangela. Or just nice for Dusknoir. Spikes could be interesting as well if I want to go that route. Do I want to go Stone Edge? I think Rock Slide is fine to 2 KO either way. I could go with a T-Spike, Liquidation, or Waterfall. You don't get Liquidation, do you? No. You get Waterfall. I could go Shell Armor or I could go Weak Armor. Weak Armor could be interesting because that could turn into some pure offense. So that might not be too bad. And then, I mean, I could run a setup move if I really wanted to. What do you get in terms of setup? You get Rock Polish, Shell Smash. I could run a Shell Smash variant. It is an option. White Herb Shell Smash. It'd be more of a wall breaker, but it's possible. I don't really want to run, we don't get sturdy. But so I could run like Shell Smash, Rock Slide, Stealth Rock, Waterfall. Because what doesn't Rock Slide hit? Doesn't hit Hitmonchan. That's it. So Waterfall could hit a little bit harder. Give me that potential option. So we'll go with that. We'll go with Shell Smash, and we'll go with the White Herb. Weak Armor. We're gonna go enough speed to outspeed the Regice. So let's see. We need to hit modest Regice. So we need to hit 190, or we need to hit 200. So that gives us 200. So that also allows us to outspeed the Jolteon for a +2 because we'd hit 400. So that should be fine. That should be good for speed. We will go max attack. Wow, you're so much weaker than I thought in terms of physical attack. Holy moly. And then we'll just throw the rest in HP. Piloswine. Do I feel like fully physically defensive is necessary? Let's see how we handle the Tauros as of now. Tauros versus Piloswine. We don't handle it great. We handle it okay. We handle it okay. What else do we need to handle with this thing? What else do we need to handle with this thing? How do you handle Perugly? Again, okay. Earthquake does a lot. Wow, this thing is frail. Jeez. Can we take a hit from Medicham? Let's make sure we can do that. Let's make sure we can take a high jump kick. Wow, this thing takes a high jump kick really well. What if you're banded? No. Banded. Let's say a Jolly Band. Can we live an Adamant Band? And this is no defense investment. This is 4 defense investment. So let's take a little bit out of attack. We're going to take it out of HP first. Just go to 248 so we get that odd number. Yeah, that automatically brings us up to enough. So I don't even think we need to run... I don't even think we need to run defense. We'll just go 248, 252, and 8. And then we run Adamant. And that's a pretty decent check. It's a pretty decent check. I'm not really comfortable with... Well, you're not going to bring Perugly and Tauros. So that's that. Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with this. I like this set. That's fine. Quillfish. We need a last move. I kind of want to bring a Hazards, like Spikes or T-Spikes. But I'm not so sure. I could also run Haze if I think that would be... kind of scary. Something setting up potentially. But I don't see a whole lot of setup threats. I don't see a whole lot of a setup threat. I could just straight up run Scald, maybe Surf for some burns. Taunt, I don't really like. I'm gonna go with Scald. I'm just gonna go with Scald. This set is fine, pretty basic, but that's kind of what you're here for. Your set, and then Tyrantrum. So what are we gonna need for Tyrantrum? So Tangela is weakened or gone, Dusknoir is weakened or gone, Hitmonchan's weakened or gone. So getting rid of those 2, we're gonna need Head Smash. We're gonna need to Head Smash some things. A fighting move might not be bad for the Regice, Perugly, Sharpedo, and Tauros. And then Earthquake. I could run Rockium Z so I don't have to count on it missing. So I'm thinking Earthquake and then Superpower. I could run Fight Z and set. Well, no, because Superpower... Because a fighting move would only be for... Like, we could... If we're at +1... We're at +1... Jolly. So, Rockhead. Head Smash. Superpower. Earthquake. So we're at +1. Tauros ain't living. Rugby definitely. Excuse me, definitely ain't living. So we don't even need a fighting move. Sharpedo's not living. We don't even need a fighting move. I could just straight up go with a dragon move, honestly. My opponent doesn't have a fairy. I could straight up Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw. And we'll go Outrage up here instead. Do I need that stuff? Because, like, I don't want to risk missing the head smash. That's just the only thing. So, let's see. Jolteon. I mean, how much are we even doing a Tangela? Tangela, we 2KO with head smash. Dusknoir, if it's offensive, we have a chance to OHKO with head smash. So we're doing a lot of good damage here. Let's think. Regice, Outrage nearly kills. Tauros, Outrage kills. So I think that's a better play if we go Outrage instead. And I kind of want to go Rockium Z. I feel like Dragonium might be better just in case that. Well, if Hitmonchan is there, which one do I want to count on being there more? Hitmonchan or Dusknoir / Tangela? Which one do I think is more likely to be there when I set up with this thing? Probably Tangela and Dusknoir, because I wouldn't set up on it if Hitmonchan is still around anyway. So we'll go with the Rockium Z. We'll go with the Rockium Z. Because will that kill a Tangela? If we are Z head smash. Jesus, so much damage. 68 to 80. It doesn't kill, but it does a big chunk. It does a big chunk. So I think we'll be okay with this. So we have the Piloswine. Takes HJK, Tauros and Piragli check. We see the Omastar. Shell Smash and break walls. So I like this. We need, how much speed do we need to get to that mark? 265 +1. So we need to hit 395. So we just need 248 with the Jolly Nature. Only 248. Not a big deal or anything. And then throw that HP in there. So let's see. We're gonna nickname because everything else is done right. Boom, boom. Kadabra was Doctor Strange. It's been a while since I've nicknamed these mons. It's been a little while. We're gonna go shiny. I don't know why. Masquerain. I don't even remember what you were. Let's see what you were. You were so much little cup. Masquerain. Falcon. That's right. We have Namor, our Quillfish. What were you? You were Drax. You were Drax. Oh, I gotta make them. I gotta make their genders. Ew. That was so gross. Namor. Sure. Drax. No. Omastar. We were Wong. No! Come back. Wong. Alright. Sure. So let me just make sure that we have all the EVs in there. Moves, natures, items, all that good stuff. Alright, cool. So, I'm actually pretty confident in this team. Hitmonchan can be kind of scary, but we have Namor, we have Falcon, and we have Doctor Strange if things kind of go wrong. So we have three mons weak to the Hitmonchan. We also have 3 mons that resist it. So not too bad. Jolteon can't go off because we have the Drax. We have a couple hazard setters in Wong and Drax. Getting up those rocks if necessary. Crobat can be checked by Drax, Wong, Cap, Namor. I mean, I can even use Cap as a wall breaker early game if I really wanted to. Tauros can be checked by a couple things, mainly Drax and Wong. Can intimidate with Namor and Falcon. I also have Cap that can take its stab. I don't really have much in terms of speed control. I mean, I have 2 mons that set up with speed, but I don't have a Scarfer or any weakening, any speed lowering. I do have priority on Drax and the Ice Shard, but that is all the priority that I do have on the team. But that's okay. That's not the end of the world. Smeargle, we have our lead in case we see that. So I just need to keep Kadabra alive if we see the Smeargle. I'm not too concerned about that. Sharpedo, we have a couple checks to it in Namor. Potentially Wong. Even Cap can kind of help with that if we need to. Medicham, I'm going to have to play really carefully around it and predict pretty hard what my opponent is going to go for. Most likely going to bring, I mean, either Hitmonchan or Medicham. I doubt both of them would come. If they do, it could be kind of scary, but that means he doesn't bring another threat. Perugly, I'm not too concerned about. I'm more worried about Tauros. They kind of do the same thing. Regice could be scary, but I do have ways to break it. I have the physical Wong. I have Psyshock. I have Namor that can trap it if I really want to go that route, but I mainly just have Cap to hit it really hard. Then Octillery. Octillery's Octillery. I can kind of play around it as we get there. So I will recap the team real quick for you guys. So we have Cap, the Tyrantrum with the Rockium Z and Rockhead, Dragon Dance, Head Smash, Earthquake, and Outrage. 8 in HP, 252 attack, 248 in speed with the Jolly Nature. We have Doctor Strange, our Kadabra with the Safety Goggles and Magic Guard, Magic Coat, Psyshock, Dazzling Gleam, and Signal Beam. 80 in HP, 252 in special attack, 176 in speed with the Modest Nature. We have Falcon, our Masquerain with the Eye of Papa Berry, Intimidate, Air Slash, Bug Buzz, U-Turn, and Whirlwind. We have 4 in defense, 252 in special attack, 252 in speed with the Timid Nature. We have Namor, our Quillfish with the Shuckleberry and Intimidate, Whirlpool, Toxic, Signal Beam, and Scald. 248 in HP, 252 in defense, 8 in special attack with the Bold Nature. We have Drax, our Piloswine with the Eviolite and Thick Fat, Stealth Rock, Ice Shard, Earthquake, and Icicle Crash. 248 in HP, 252 in attack, 8 in defense with the Adamant Nature. And last but not least, we have Wong, our Omasar with the White Herb and Weak Armor, Stealth Rock, Rock Slide, Waterfall, and Shell Smash. 40 in HP, 252 in attack, and 216 in speed with the Adamant Nature. So that is it for the team. Looking at, most of the time I say I'm pretty comfortable with this team, pretty comfortable with my teams. I actually feel pretty good about this team. I have a clear game plan setting up for Cap to win in the end game. I have a backup sweeper if I need to, and Wong if I can potentially set up with that. I went through the options I have to set up on with Cap, and then I have checks for certain mons that prevent Cap from sweeping. So I'm feeling good about this team. I feel really good about my options and about what I can do in this battle. I just need to play well, not sack things off early, which is kind of something I've tended to do over the last few weeks, few months. So not sacking crucial parts off early. I need to have an idea of what I want to do. I need to trust my gut and make some predictions, and I think I'll be good to go. So let me know what you guys think of the team down in the comments below. The battle will be up tomorrow, so you'll see it tomorrow from when this video is out. And yeah, I think that's about it. So you guys are excited that SSS is back. We'll see if we can make it on to the next round of the playoffs. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe if you like the content. But other than that, see you guys in the next one.